Hello everybody and welcome back to Screenstars and welcome to another PlayStation 4 review. Today I am reviewing the brand new football management game on PlayStation 4 called Football, Tactics and Glory. Now this is a game I knew nothing about. I didn't know it was due for being released on PlayStation 4, but I'm a huge football manager fan in the sense of I like playing football management games rather than playing FIFAs and pairs and things like that. I don't like actually physically playing the games, I like being the manager. And there is a distinct lack of football management games on the consoles, and there has been for a while. It distresses me no end why Football Manager can't be released on the consoles, but that's by the by. So generally if a football management game comes out on consoles, we've got to kind of grin and bear it, if you like, and give it a try and see if it's better than we expect. Now, I have reviewed a few months ago on the PlayStation 4 a football management game called New Star Manager, which was passable, and for a budget title it was certainly passable and certainly playable, but to be honest, ever since I stopped playing that, I've not really felt the desire to go back to it. So now we have a new one that just come out on Tuesday called Football, Tactics and Glory. Now, this I don't know anything about now. I know it's been on PC for about 12 months or something like that, but I didn't know an awful lot about this game, and it is priced in the UK at £34.99 in the store right now. And this is, I would struggle to call it a budget football management title, because £34.99 is certainly not cheap. And I will go straight off the bat and say that it is definitely overpriced. This should easily have been more around the £19.99 mark, maybe even cheaper. And it kind of sells itself as like a football strategy game. And as odd as that sounds, essentially when you get to the matches in this game, it kind of plays out a bit like XCOM, in a sense of you get a turn, you get your turn and the opponents get their turn, blah blah blah. And it's quite a unique setup, and it's certainly very, very different. Does it work for a football game? Yes and no. For me, the matches, certainly the match engine when you play it, it's pretty cool to look at. And I'm sure as you grow and expand your stadiums and your football club, it'll look even more cool, might be a little bit more atmosphere. But early on in the game, you know, you're in like the amateur league, and the match engine's just too slow. It's just too slow, and they take too long, the matches. And after a few matches of playing them, I actually chose to either simulate them or watch them afterwards, because I didn't find it interesting enough to actually play the matches myself. So that's that out of the way straight away. It's a unique approach to a football management game, but I don't necessarily think it works. Now, when you go into this game, like I say, you start off right down in the leagues. It does reflect real life in the clubs and things like that. However, you do have to edit them. For example, Manchester United on this game are called Stretford FC, so you have to rename the clubs to what you want to call them, and it does give you that option at the beginning. You can edit all the leagues, you can edit all the teams, you can even edit and customize all the players. You can change their likenesses, change their hairstyles, obviously the skin colour, the names. So if you support Liverpool or Manchester United or Manchester City or Chelsea, Arsenal, whatever, you can edit it to your liking. Now the big problem that this game has, it doesn't have, if you like, a community download option. So you have to edit them all yourself, which is going to take forever. Now I spent quite a lot of time editing, because I support Manchester United, don't judge me. I spent quite a lot of time editing a lot of the players in my first team, and doing them a reasonable likeness to their real life counterparts. But for me, the game isn't good enough to want to do that for all of the teams and the players in the game. It will take you weeks, I think, a long time. You'd have to be very, very dedicated to do it, and I'm not sure I am dedicated enough to do it. Now, if it had a community download option, a bit like the WWE games where you can download arenas and wrestlers, if they'd have given that option here, so you could almost let somebody else do the work who's far more committed than you, then that would have been much better, but they don't have it. There is a multiplayer option, but it's quite limited as well. So yeah, you start off in the league, you start really quite far down in the league, the amateur league, and you've got to try and work your way up and get promoted, all that kind of stuff, all in the while hiring people to improve your club, like scouts and coaches, and then improving your stadium and improving your youth squad. Every time you get a bit of money, and you don't come across a lot of money early in the game, you expand. You can expand your stadium, increase the crowds, all this kind of stuff. So there is progression here. Now, I prefer personally, if I'm going to play a football management game, I prefer just to start at the beginning as Manchester United, with the stadium built in the Premier League, and just playing it like that. But you don't get that option in this game. You just really have to start right far down in the leagues and build up your club. So it kind of feels odd that I am Manchester United playing Gillingham in the amateur league, and I've got Martial and Rashford and Pogba in the team and Maguire, and you're playing in the amateur league. It just kind of doesn't make sense. So they kind of I think shot themselves in the foot there, because you don't really want to be playing in the amateur league if you're playing as Manchester United and all this kind of stuff. So it's an odd take on a football management game sim. There's some good ideas here that don't necessarily work. The graphics are cute. It's relatively fun to play, but it is nowhere near as deep as it pretends to be. Like I said, the transfers are a bit of a joke. It's kind of an afterthought if you want to transfer players in, but the players you're transferring in don't get you excited because they don't recognise the names. So it's a bit of an oddity. All your players level up. You can develop new skills for them. As they level up, you can give them different traits and skills and all that kind of stuff. So that there is a level of progression here, but certainly not as deep as it wants to be or pretends to be. Even the game that I reviewed a while ago, the New Star Manager game, I think was far more in depth than this, even if the presentation on this game, certainly in the match engine, is better than that game. So I think if we'd have had a combination of both them games put together, we might have actually had a better management game. It's lacking in areas. It doesn't hold your attention. It's not exciting enough, and because it's not real life players and all this kind of stuff, the editing will take forever. But if you're one of these that really enjoys that sort of thing, editing things down and putting in real players, and I know my brother likes to do it on PES. He likes to edit everything down to the minute detail, then you're probably going to like this, because the customizational side of it is really very good in regards to editing all the players and the teams and the leagues and the cup competitions, and then editing how all the players look. You can even edit your shirts and your badges, your away kits, your home kits. So the customization side of it, I think they've got bang on, but the rest of it I think is a bit of a letdown, and the price is way too much. I would definitely wait for a sale on this one. So I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 10. It's playable, and there's not many options on the PlayStation 4, unfortunately, in regards to football management sims, and I don't think Football Manager needs to worry. It's certainly not going to compete with that anytime too soon. So thanks for watching.